Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we got a special treat. We are looking at Ardbeg Arrrrrrrdbeg. It's funny that they finally did the pirate theme, since when you say the word Ardbeg, that is definitely the thing that pops into my mind. I would assume yours as well is the Ardbeg. So this is a special release. I do actually have a couple of little notes here just because I want to make sure that I get this right. It is at 51.8% ABV, so that is 103.6 proof. If I did my math right, which I might not have, but I think I did. I bought this in Casper, Wyoming. For $160.99. This is definitely the most expensive whiskey that I have right now. And the funny thing is, it was in the fancy display case like most liquor stores have, where they keep the expensive stuff. And my wife and I, we had stopped in there. If you watch some of the videos, you'll see that we bought a whole variety of things there. And that one, I did not see it at first, but my wife did. And we walked out to the parking lot after buying a whole bunch of stuff, and she goes, "Oh man, what do you think about that Ardbeg that they had sitting there?" And I said, I didn't see it." And she goes, "Oh yeah, there was one there. It was $160." And I said, "Well, let's quick look at the review of the whiskey." So we looked up. Shout out to Whiskey Vault. Not that they need a shout out, because I think they have 300 and something thousand subscribers, and that's my go-to source for whiskey reviews as well. So Rex Daniel, thank you very much. We watched their review of this whiskey to see if it was something that we indeed wanted to try, let alone spend $161 on. It turns out it was, and after missing out on a Weller, I think we had a Weller 12 here in town. I think that's what it was. One of the Weller lineups. Again, it was expensive. It was like $125. And my wife came home, said, "Hey, did you see they had this?" I said, "No, we watched a review of it. The review was pretty good. We thought, oh, let's go pick it up." And in the half hour that it took for my wife to come home, for us to watch the review, and then for us to get back to the liquor store, somebody had walked in and bought it at that point in time for $125. So, lesson learned, when you see something that you think you want, go out and buy it. So we watched the review in the parking lot, and I immediately went in, bought the bottle, $161, and in my opinion, worth it. But it is a special release by Mickey Heads. It's to honor Mickey Heads, who was the distillery manager for 13 years at Ardbeg. And it's aged in rye casks, and so it has a little bit more of a spicy finish to it. And that's the honorary part of it, is that or the special edition part is that it's to honor the guy as he was stepping down, to honor Mickey. Now, I don't know much about that guy. I have not dove into that at all. Because I don't really tend to do that. But I wanted to make note of that. Aged in rye cask, which is kind of interesting, for the entire time. Is this an NAS? That is one thing. I do believe this is an NAS. So a non-age statement whiskey, I believe. I do not have it in my notes anywhere. And so it's the end of an era edition committee, only 2020. I don't know. Sorry for the pause. I don't know what any of that means. I'm not going to try and add any more fluff in there. I do love Ardbeg. Everything from the new release of the Wee Beastie all the way up. In fact, the very next one we're going to do is this Corey Vecken. Also picked that up in Casper. As always, you can see with Ardbeg, it's very, very light in color. Even Ardbeg 10 very light in color. Ardbeg's known for its heavy-handed smoke. It's an Islay whiskey. In the glass, I get a lot of peat for sure. Peat, earthiness, a touch of like you're walking along the ocean, listening to the waves crash, a little bit of seaside oceanness. Just the slightest touch of malt in there. Little vanilla, but mostly like swampy, boggy, earthy peatiness in there. So this is coming off the heels, just did the review of the Connemara peated Irish whiskey, so have a slight acclimation to smoke, so we'll see what this gives. But at 51.8%, I think we're going to find that we get a fair bit of peat out of this. So here we go. Oh, so good. So up front, you can feel the ethanol, but it doesn't burn. You get a very heavy-handed wood smoke, like you just stuck your face in a campfire. Then you get a bit of ashiness that follows up that, a little char ash. I get a sweet note, which I missed. So it goes smoke forward, then a sweetness. I kind of missed that sweetness on this sip. I'll have to pick that up in the next. It was just a nice light, like maybe honey. It was a little bit creamy. You get some graham cracker. And then on the tail end of the finish, you get a nice noticeable and distinguishable rye spice characteristic on that finish there. And then you get some saltiness, some brininess in there. Man, it really goes. If I had to say off that initial sip, there's probably 8 major flavor notes in there that you can entice out, along with all the subtle things that I kind of missed. Very complex. It dries out your tongue on the finish a bit, and it's not oily or clingy at all. Nose did not change. Wood smoke was there, but it was there for just a fleeting couple of seconds as I acclimated to it. Sweet vanilla caramel in that middle into a very nice honeyed graham cracker. You pick up a bit of rye and black pepper, distinguishable as rye spice and a black pepper spice with a little bit of ash, char, barrel char, and then this creamy, sweet, and salty finish where it's like a vanilla cream with a graham cracker and like a seaside brininess. Man, it's excellent. I really, really, really love this. There's so many whiskeys that bring a lot of the same flavors. I think from here on out, there's a couple of whiskeys I'm still trying to hunt down that are stupid priced, but $160, is it worth it? Yes. I wish I could find this for $80, let's say. At $80, there are a lot of really, really nice whiskeys that bring a lot of the same flavors and complexities and whatever else. So in my world, this might be the first time you hear me say this. In my world, I think it would be difficult for me to buy a $200 bottle of whiskey personally, just because I am not, number one, I'm a tight ass, and I just don't like spending money. But number two, I know that at $100 and under, I can find amazing whiskey that will meet everything I could ever want, no matter what the price was, right? So at $100, I can buy a bottle that is every bit as good, if not more phenomenal than anything I can find above that. This bottle is a phenomenal bottle. Is it worth $160? Yes, I would pay it. It's limited edition. It's commemorative, all that other stuff. Excellent. As far as whiskey goes, it is an excellent whiskey. However, I think you can get just as good a whiskey at $80 to $100. And so that comes down to, what do you want to pay for a whiskey? Because the quality, the value, the flavors, the goodness of that whiskey, yeah, it's right there, $160. Yep, I would pay that. Do I want a second bottle? Yes, but not at $160. That's where I would leave that one. I mean, it's excellent. In the glass. Glass just went all sweet. I got a bunch of vanilla and caramel in there all of a sudden. Last sip. Smoke tamped way down. Went to a very harsh ashiness that led into a very creamy, sweet mid palate of like whipped cream covered graham cracker with a milk chocolate covered with big kosher salt granules on the finish with a touch of char. I take that back, not milk chocolate. Definitely dark chocolate or semi-sweet chocolate on that finish. It's excellent. This is an excellent bottle. If it wasn't such a rarity, $100, $80, somewhere in that price range is where I would be. Is it worth it? Yes. Am I happy I bought this bottle? Yes. Do I have any regrets? No, none whatsoever. So, if you have an experience with the Ardbeg with 7 R's, if I'm not mistaken, let me know. Drop that down in the comments down below. Let me know what you can find a bottle for in your area. As I said, $160.99 here in Wyoming. Worth every penny in my opinion, but would love to see it cheaper. But that's going to be my opinion on everything. I always want to see it cheaper. So there you go. As always, check us out on YouTube, BitChute, Mine, soon to be Rumble, Life and Whiskey at all those locations. Thanks for watching the videos, commenting, sharing these videos. If you're getting good content or good information out of this and you like the content, please share this out to other people who you think would appreciate it. Man, I think that's all I got. As always, thanks for watching. Do greatly appreciate it. You guys have yourselves a great day. We'll catch you in the next video.